What's up, y'all? This is Uncle Peasy, and this particular message is for anybody who's out there struggling in relationships or anything else. I want you to hear me very, 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 very clear. Oftentimes you will try to do many, many things to please people, and they won't appreciate your value. One of the things you need to understand is as long as you're living to have people appreciate your value, you'll never appreciate your own value. Did you hear what I said? A lot of you guys are living at a discounted price. Let me give it to you like that. Okay? And anytime I sit out here in nature, I'm just sharing some thoughts to help encourage you on your journey of life, not just in the Forex trading markets. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of people will never see your value. They won't. And this is why I'm a big fan of if a person wants to depart out of your life, let them go. Tell the aspirin, I didn't cuss, but tell the aspirin bye and go somewhere else. Many people have done that many times in my life. And you struggle to try to cling on and keep these people in your life. And if they want to go, let them go, bye. Thank God for that, because as a result of that experience, I ended up meeting Nancy. A person who highly values everything about me, tells me thank you every day and all these different things, just loving on me in a way that it's just dreamlike, and in February coming up this Valentine's Day, which our wedding anniversary, we've been together 10 years, married for 10 years, and just pleasant. But the point is, as long as you try to cling on to people who don't want you in their life, you're going to lose opportunities at something better. Are you hearing what I'm saying? The problem is that if you continue to live your life in a way that is trying to please somebody else, you'll never be authentic to yourself. You'll always be on this stage of trying to pretend to be what you really are not at your core to make somebody else happy. Meanwhile, you're actually miserable on the inside. Type 100 below if you're with me so far. And again, these are just life coaching things I actually do outside of Forex. So, I'm much better at I love this more than I do Forex, because I know I can help a lot of people who's struggling. So here's the deal. You got to make a decision on your own value. What am I actually worth? The matter of fact, write this down. And I taught this in my Forex group, but just to rinse and repeat for those who haven't heard it. The word self-esteem. Write this down. Very, very important word. When I learned this, it really blew my mind and altered my perspective. The word self-esteem, if you actually flip it backwards, it means to esteem one's self. To esteem oneself simply means, what do you think your estimated value is? Did you hear what I said? What do you think you're worth? Not by people, but to yourself. What do you think you're worth? Because right now, in the way you live in your life, you're actually selling yourself at a discounted price based on what other people think you are worth. This is why you need so much validation in your life, because you don't feel you're worth what you're really worth. So in order for you to feel worthy of anything, you need other people to say that you look nice. You need other people to say that you're good at what you do. You need other people to validate your worth. And oftentimes, those people don't see your value. And that's not their fault, because truth is, for many of the people who you're begging for validation from, they don't see their own value. So if they don't see their own value, how are they going to see yours? So why put so much emphasis on what other people think about you when, in essence, they don't think too highly of their own selves, and yet you're expecting them to see high value out of you? Do you see my point? This is an eternal struggle that you have to overcome. What do you think you're worth? Now, if you don't think you're worth much, at least the good part is it's your own conclusion. It wasn't because of what somebody else said, thought, or stated to you. It's because of what you think about you, and then you can simply work on that and improve that perspective. God thinks you're highly valuable. You think you're not. And then you go to other people to say, hey, I need you to tell me if I'm worth anything. And God says, you're worth everything to me, but that's great, God. We appreciate you, but You're not here on earth, so I appreciate that, but it don't really help me. I need people in a human body like mine to tell me that I'm actually worth something. So we disregard what God says about us, and we wait for human beings to validate who we are, even though God created us, put a gifts inside of us. So of course he has higher value perspective of us because he created us and he knows what we created to be able to do. We have all these abilities in us, and yet we don't use them because we're not tapping into who created us. It's kind of like if you go to Steve Jobs, who created the iPhone or the Apple products, the MacBooks and all this stuff, and you go to him and he says, yeah, I know I created all this stuff, but I don't think it's worth anything. Now, if you go to the mall, you'll see that in the Apple stores, there's plenty of people buying up the product. But if Steve Jobs thought in his head that his product wasn't worth much of anything, then guess what? Somebody else would take his product and go ahead and make billions off of it, and he would have not made anything. Why? It wasn't because it wasn't valuable. It's because his perspective of what he did wasn't valuable. See how twisted that is? Oftentimes, even in our business, in trading, we can have magnificent trading weeks. Just dominating, magnificent trading weeks. And you'll still have a person say, well, I just don't like this, or I don't think you guys are that, or, I don't want to do your signal service or this and that. Even though you can have a completely 100% win rate for the week, and they'll still find something wrong. So you have to ask yourself, does their opinion, that person's opinion, value what your service provides? And the answer is no. That's just their perspective. And I'm not here to change your perspective. This is why in my personal life, I have learned this principle. I have learned to live with you remember back in the old days, during the Western days, they had those old saloon doors. And them saloon doors, when you go through them, they swung both ways. I keep saloon doors now. Because if a person wants to stay, they'll swing that door open and they'll go inside and they won't come out. Not because I'm trying to force them to stay inside, but because they like what they got going on. They like and appreciate what I have to offer. Now, at any given time, if they change their mind, guess what? The door swings both ways. And that's cool. I'll love you, but guess what? I love you as you're leaving out. See, I'm not going to bolt the doors and try to force you to stay anywhere you do not want to be. Because there's many more people who would love to be where you are in my life. So I don't beg people to stay in my life. I really don't. And you shouldn't either. And this is not arrogance. This is just confidence in you and knowing your value. Know what you bring to the table. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oftentimes, some of you guys are begging people to marry you. Why are you begging somebody to marry you? We've been together this long. Why won't you marry me? Because they don't see your value. You want me to be very honest with you? They don't see your value. They like having you around, but they're still looking for other options most of the time. And I've been in the relationship game for years. Years, coaching and teaching thousands of people over the years. And it's the same thing. They ain't married you after all this time. Chances are there's something they don't like. And they're still looking at other options as a backup, just in casers. Or better yet, let me reverse that. You are the just in case I can't find something better, than at least I got you boop, boop, in my back pocket. Because anybody who ever seen your real value, they would snap it up just like that. When I started dating Nancy, I saw her value right off the top. Guess what? Within 6 months, we was already, we getting married. And I told her straight up, look, I'm not boyfriend material. So if you're looking for a boyfriend, I'm out. I did tell her that. I let her know that straight up. I said, I'm a husband. I may be pre-owned and got a few miles on me, but I come with a warranty. That's exactly what I told her. I said, we got to quit playing because guess what? I want to marry you. 6 months in, I knew because I seen her value. Do you understand what I'm saying? I wasn't playing around. I knew she was very unique. I knew she was very gifted. I knew she was very smart. I knew she was very talented, and she was very beautiful, but that was all great and gravy because those are things you can find pretty much anywhere. A lot of women are very beautiful. Very few of them are really, truly kind-hearted now, so that's very different, which is the reason why I wanted to marry her. Her personality, she's so kind-hearted. And it's hard to find kind-hearted people. I mean, just genuinely nice and kind. And when I saw that she had a genuinely nice, kind heart, I wanted to snap that up quick, because guess what? That's very rare on the marketplace of relationships when you're single. And some of y'all type of 50 below if you know I'm telling the truth. Pretty people, handsome men, pretty women, that's all everywhere. That's a dime a dozen. But a person who has a pretty heart to go with that beauty, that's a dime a dozen. Type of 50 below if you know I'm telling the TRUTH. See, the truth of the matter is, when you see something of value, you don't play around. If I saw a Rolex watch on this walking trail laying on the side of the ground, I may question whether this is a YouTube video, somebody trying to film me to see if I'm going to take the bite. But guess what? They just going to have to film me, because if I see that Rolex sitting up on that ground, a gold Rolex, yeah, I'm going to pick that thing up. Why? Because it's a Rolex. It has value. And yes, you can film me while you're picking it up. You better come and claim it. Cut that video trying to put me on YouTube. You better cut that camera off and say, hey, this is mine. It was just a joke. Okay, well, don't play with me. Why? Because I see its value. And if I didn't see it, somebody else will. This thing will not remain on the ground very long. And that's how people are. See, when you're down on the ground, don't worry about it. Because somebody going to see your value. You just preserve your value. You may go through rough patches where you feel like you're on the ground, but preserve your value, because guess what? Somebody else will come along and see it. So don't beg people to stay in your life. Loved one, do you hear what I'm saying? Type a 75 below if you hear what your uncle is saying. I know this ain't a typical Forex video, but again, truth be told, I like doing these much better than I do Forex videos. Because there's a lot of hurting people out there. And they need a word of encouragement to keep them going. So before you celebrate this Christmas season coming up and all that kind of stuff, Christmas is coming up in a few days, celebrate you. The hell with all them people in their comments and their this and that, whatever. Celebrate you. It's probably been so long since you've ever celebrated yourself until you're wondering what is there to celebrate. Well, oftentimes what God will do, he'll put people in your life and say, you know what, you are so talented in this and that area. But see, you're so gifted in it until it's just second nature to you. So your very gift, it's not valuable to you because it's just second nature to you. It's just easy to do. Stop doing that. Just because it's easy to you don't mean it's not a gift. Doesn't mean you don't have value. You just haven't recognized it because you're dealing with people in your life sometimes who barking up in your ear trying to reduce your value. And that's a direct attack from Satan. He never wants you to see your value, because if you did, you'll rise up and be a strong person and you'll be trying to help other people. That's why you're under attack. That's why you're constantly being kept in depression. Are you hearing me, loved one? Scrape yourself off that ground, with or without. You don't need all that. You just need to believe in you. Let me leave you guys with one more thought. And this is fascinating. And this is for religious people. Religious people. And I say religious people, not condescending, trying to say it that way, but that means of whatever faith you are. Okay? Whether you believe in Jesus or not, that's fine. But at the end of the day, what often happens is people, you can get them to confess their love for God. Yeah, I know God loves me, and I love God, and God is this, and I appreciate God, and God is saying, yeah, but I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. But you're my child with my DNA in you. You're my own creation. When are you going to be grateful about yourself? Oh, brother, Uncle P, I don't want to do that, because now that's what they say, that what the religion people say, I'm not being humble. No, that's not called being humble. It's just admitting the truth. You're not being arrogant because you appreciate you. That's just truth. Now, when you get to flaunting it to the point where you think you're above everybody else, now you got a problem. But just to simply tell yourself that, you know what, I am worthy. I am worth something. Yeah, I did struggle and I made these mistakes, but damn it, I do have some. He's right. That's not lack of humility. See, the moment you even admit that you're worth something, oh, back up, brother, you're not being humble. No, you get your silly self out of here. What do you want me to do? Keep telling myself I'm deflated, I got all these problems wrong with me, and I just ain't good enough and this and that. You think that's humility? No, that's devaluing yourself when all you do is sit there and beat up on yourself all the time. And Satan loves for that to happen. That's why he coordinated this whole attack on you to the moment you even think you're worthy of something. Oh, brother, you better calm down. You're not being humble. No, I'm just admitting the truth. I do have my flaws. I do have things I need to work on. But at the same time, you know what? I have some value. I am worth something. I am good at this. I may have some things I need to work on. But at the same time, thank God that I am not where I used to be. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Celebrate a moment. Just take a moment and write down. Listen, let me give you a homework assignment and I'll close this video, okay? Here's your homework assignment. It's called a T-chart, okay? A T-chart. And on the T-chart, you would simply write a T. It's just drawing a straight line at the top of the paper, and in the middle of that line that you drew horizontally across the paper, you draw one vertically, okay? It's called a T-chart, like the letter T, okay? On the left side, you're gonna write the things that you constantly been beating yourself up on, okay? Just list it out. And then on the right side, just start writing some things that you actually appreciate about you, okay? And eventually what you want to work on is tilting the charts so that either it's equal or you begin to appreciate more than the criticisms you have, not by other people. Damn what they are saying. I don't care what they say about you. This is a self-perspective. On the left, just write the things you've been whooping yourself about, that you haven't forgiven yourself about. You keep praying for God to forgive you, and the truth is you have not. God been forgave you. That's what. Hear me good. Oh my goodness, this is good. A lot of times y'all sitting up there praying, God forgive me for my sins, God forgive me for my sins, and you keep repeating that same prayer over sins that you've already done. And God has said in the Bible that he said, when I forgive your sins, I throw it into, watch this, the sea of forgetfulness. That means that he's forgotten about it. Once it's done, he checks it off the books and put white out over it. So when you come back the second time, third time, fourth time, and fifth time, God, please forgive me. God, please forgive me for this. I did, and you just constantly keep repenting of the same things. He says, what are you talking about? Well, God, you remember? No, I don't remember. Why? Because in his head, it was thrown into the sea of forgetfulness. Here's the problem. God has a sea of forgetfulness. You don't. And neither do I. So when we think we're repenting to God, asking for our forgiveness from God, it's not him we need forgiveness from. Who do you think it's from? Who do you think needs to do the forgiving? That's right, you. You have never forgiven yourself of it. And because we don't forgive ourselves from our mistakes, we cling on to them, and it weighs us down. And this is part of what's impacting your self-value or your self-esteem. It's the weight of all the mistakes you made that you have never let go. And we all do this. And the problem is, as humans, we're going to make even more mistakes as we go along in life. So if you haven't forgiven the ones in the past and you're still making mistakes now, can you see where the weight comes from? Where you begin to say, I'm not worthy, I'm not worth. We have to learn to purge our experiences and throw those things into the sea of forgetfulness. Here's where Satan comes in. Because we haven't forgiven ourselves, here's what he does. He helps us to remember what we've done wrong. Yeah. Don't you start trying to inflate yourself and think you well. Because you remember last year? Yeah, but that was last year. Yeah, but so what? And you play it in your head. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you remember 2 weeks ago? Yeah, you're right. And there you go. Shoulders up, head down, feeling less than what you're worth. See, nobody benefits from this. except for Satan and the people who want to come into your life to use you. Loved one, if you hear what I'm saying, type 150 below. I want to make sure you guys are hearing this. And again, I may not do these videos all the time, but I just felt impressed to help somebody out there who may be struggling with this. You may be in a loveless relationship right now because the person don't love you. You're trying to make them love you, but they're not going to love you. Why? Because they don't see your what? Value. Does it mean that you do not have value? No, it doesn't mean that you're not valuable. It just means they don't see it. And you're judging yourself through their perspective. And you know what's funny about that? Ooh, I gotta let y'all go, but this is so good. Ooh, this is so good. I told y'all I love doing these better than even Forex. The truth of the matter is, the moment the relationship ends and you move on, oh my goodness, they want to come back and start trying to contact you. They want to call you and check on you. They searching and stalking your social media page now. Huh? They upset because you won't return their calls. See, all of a sudden, the moment you're gone and they have to deal with other people who are less than you were worth in their actual life. They didn't see it at the time, but now that they were back out on the marketplace, oh, now they're seeing that you were better off. You was a better value than what the market had to offer. See, when they had you, they didn't see it. But now that you're gone, oh, Lord have mercy, they see your value and they begging you, just give me another chance, please. Give me another chance. I repent. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I won't do it again. But see, you done moved on. Now they see your value. See, that lets you know you had value the whole time. It's just that they did not appreciate your value. But when you move on to somebody who does appreciate your value, you begin to feel better about yourself. And then this person who had you and lost you, now here they come. Why? That lets you know they was the stupid ones. There was never anything wrong with you, loved one. You always had value. You was connected to somebody who just didn't see it. That's the truth. They don't like it. Here's what you do. Come to this video. Okay, this section of the video, crop it out and send it to them next time when they want to contact you, saying, "I'm so sorry. I see your value. I want you back in my life." And then just cut this section of the video out and just forward it to them. Just let them know my big uncle told me to send it. No, don't send my link, because then they're gonna try to come after me. I like to live in quiet. Y'all get what I'm saying? Ooh, Jesus, have mercy. Have Lord have mercy. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. Have a great weekend. And by the way, if you are trying to get my trading systems, Christmas is coming up. And when Christmas is over, so are the discounts, okay? So go to supereasyforex.com and you can purchase any of our trading systems at the discounted holiday price. But again, when it's over, it's over. Again, that's estimated value. You want to pretend, you want to be slack, you want to be lazy, you want to procrastinate, okay? You don't think it's worth this, okay? You know, and people do it all the time. They know for sure that I said it's a discount being cut off. I can't tell you the number of people send me an email after the discount is over. Can you please give me the discount? Can you please? No, you didn't see the value of it when I told you get it. So when it's over, it's over. You should have got it when the discount was available. You want to procrastinate? You want to pretend like it wasn't worth what it was worth at the time? That's your problem, not mine. And I told you, in January, prices are going up. So if you want it, get it now. If you don't, then oh well. Signal service too. Signal service price, it's going to be going up. You don't want it? No problem. Dr. Elvis sent out 14, he's 14-0 on the signals this week. You don't see that value? Then don't worry about it. Keep it moving, player. Go ahead into them other companies where they charge you $150, $200, $300 a month. And yes, we do track, and they ain't doing well. So if you think this little price that we charge it ain't worth, then keep it moving, player. Go on over there. Go on. Go on. But by the time you wake up and want to come back, the price is going to be higher. I'm just telling you, no more. Y'all get what I'm saying? See, this is understanding your value. You can debate, you can argue. That's fine. Do what you got to do over there. Over there. Take that on over there. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. You hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying, loved one? If this video was helpful, type a number 200 in the box, because again, I would prefer to do a whole lot more of these about life lessons and stuff like that. I'm much better at this. I enjoy these way more than Forex. But if you don't, just let me know. Type a 200 in the box. If not, I'll keep it moving. I'll keep it to myself. But these are just life lessons that I know have helped me along the way to get through some of the toughest struggles of my life. And so I love giving back. People talk about giving back to the community. Well, guess what? You can give back a little sandwich here, and you can give back a little this and that here and there. But truth is, when you help a person to see their value, you won't have to give them so much stuff, because they'll begin to treat themselves better, and they'll start looking for better, and you can help uplift their spirit. And once they uplift their spirit, they are home free. You can't constrain or hold back a person who has a free spirit. A person who actually wakes up and says, you know what, damn it, I do see my value. Because they'll begin to treat themselves better. You won't have to nurture and take care of them so much when they wake up to who they really are. When they wake up to the gift they really are to the world, as God formed them to be. And Lord, forgive me for my words, but y'all get what I'm saying? We always talk about, oh, these people are woke. Y'all, they have these woke. You know what needs to wake up? You need to wake up. I need to wake up. What am I actually worth? Why am I under attack from Satan to try to diminish my thought process about me? I need to wake up. You need to wake up. What are you actually worth? And just because you haven't gotten there yet doesn't mean you're not going to get there ever. And that goes for Forex traders or in life, period. What is holding me back from reaching where I'm trying to go? That's what we need to be doing. This is an internal issue, an internal battle. Get the noise out of your ears about all these different statements. That's why I don't have a personal social media page. I don't want to hear that crap. What do I need you to tell me what I'm worth for? Hoping that you'll click the like button on what you think about me. And if I don't get enough likes or comments, then maybe I'm not valuable. You know what? If you don't see it, that's your problem. Even these videos, even the classes I do for you guys about Forex trading, and I do them free every week. You know why I do that? Not because I need you to validate me. I do it because I know a lot of people were like me who's struggling. And you need encouragement. So I'm doing it because out of love, not because I need you to actually click the like button. I mean, that helps with the algorithm so that it gets out there to other people who needs this information, but it's not for a personal point of, I need you to validate who I am as Uncle P. I'm going to be Uncle P whether you hit the like button or you leave a bad comment. Guess what? I ain't tripping. You know how many people left a bad review about me, and come to find out it was just people who got kicked out of my group, but other people believed them? It hasn't happened any time recent. That happened several years ago. Okay, like 4 years ago or something like that, 3-4 years ago, I read a comment on Reddit and this and that. And guess what? Here I am, still going strong. You know why? Because your comment about me ain't gonna stop me from being me. I know my value. You gone. You still struggling. You still mad. But I've moved on. And I've helped thousands and thousands of people around the globe. So your one little comment and your attack on me, and they even told me in advance they were going to do it. If you kick me out of your group, well, guess what I'm going to do? They told me in advance. That's why I say I don't believe all these reviews. I don't care. Go do what you got to do. But you ain't bringing your scamish aspirin up into my group. I'm trying to scam people and then get mad because I got on your case and kicked you out. You had no business coming in my group trying to scam people. Well, I'm going to write a review. Then right. Oh, y'all hearing what I'm saying? See, when you understand your value, man, you threaten me, please. Oh, well, go ahead and scam my people. I just don't want you to write a review about me. Write your review. But you're still getting kicked out. Because my standards are my standards. You don't come up in here playing around with God's people. They come in here to try to learn. We're all in here as students. We're going to have struggling weeks and we're going to have good weeks. But one thing we don't need is your foolishness up in here. And if you bring your foolishness, I guarantee you ain't going to last long in my group. Bye. And we even have a bad list. I call it the bad list. Me and Donna manages the bad list. You know how many people are on a bad list, and then some of them want to come back later and repent. I'm so sorry, Uncle P. I was just going through something. I'm so sorry, Uncle P. I didn't mean to try to. Nope. You didn't appreciate the opportunity when you had it. You ain't coming back in my group. I'm sorry, Uncle P. I bet you are. Because you got your raggedy aspirin out there and you found out wasn't nothing better than Super Easy. No matter what you paid, you didn't get the value that you were offered with Super Easy. And now that you're out, you're begging to come back in. No. See, that is standing on your grounds when you understand your value. You assassinated my character. You lied about me, this and that. Whew, this was a good video. Let me leave y'all with one more. Just for the sake of argument, okay? I remember this chickie did a YouTube video a couple of years ago. Now I was just sharing with people what's possible, and me and my wife, we were up in Mexico hanging out, and I did a little video showing, me and my wife. And then she tried to do a video about my wife. Oh my God, you don't talk about my Auntie Nancy. Oh, that is off limits. Oh, you want to go have me go ballistic on you? Oh, I went bomb crazy on that fool. Come to find out, here's the deal. She kept on talking about, well, if he was a real Forex trader, he'll be using, TD Ameritrade, and he'll be looking at the options chain. I said, wait a minute, idiot. We don't do options chains when trading Forex. First off, you already telling you don't know what you're talking about. Number two, who uses TD Ameritrade to place their trades on with Forex? You can, and I did. But who cares about that? We used the MT4 or MT5 trading view or anything. You already letting me know how stupid you are. And what she didn't know is that my little brother follows us. Okay? He was in her video watching it. And then she contacted him trying to sell him a fake product using astrology to do her picks on the options. Did y'all hear what I said? See, she didn't choose just an ordinary trader. She tried to come up off of my name. So when you guys see these videos called exposed, always pay attention to that person. Why? Because they need a person who has achieved something to draw attention to their channel to get likes and comments. However, how often are you going to be able to do that? Because basically, that means you don't have personal value, so you got to use somebody else's name. And come to find she was a scammer. And so she tried to put me and my wife down, talking about, well, if you was a real Forex trader, why your wife working as a teacher? Because she wants to work. When she wants to work, she works. When she don't, she don't. Here's something else stupid. Your current president, Joe Biden, he's the president of the United States. What does his wife do? Is she not a teacher in college? So what you got a problem with my wife who has degrees on her wall? If she wants to go teach and help unfortunate kids, then she's welcome to do so, which is what she does. She helps unfortunate kids who got kicked out of class, kicked out of schools, or they're homebound and they can't go to school because they're sick. Or you have some who lost their parents to death. And now you got these kids who don't even have a parent and they don't have enrollment in school. So now the school has set up a way where you can teach these kids and still help them out. So you got a problem with that, lady? No, you didn't have a problem with that. You tried to diminish my value because you thought you was going to do a come up off of my name. And it backfired because she got tons of comments from real people in my group who went on her channel and also rebuked her for her stupidity. Do you see how this works? When you know your value, you stand your ground, people. You stand your ground. You're not going to belittle my wife who's out there blessing unfortunate kids because you just need to come up. Because your channel ain't worth crap. Unless you try to use somebody's name who's branded in the business. And I see that stuff happening all the time to other Forex traders who actually are legit traders. The moment you hit legit status, here these come. Here come the vultures trying to use your name. Exposed. Man, I'll expose you too, fool. You don't know nothing. Y'all hear what I'm saying? All right, this was a very long video, but again, I just want to help some people out so that you'll wake up to your own value. Peace.